We are now likely in the last final hours of this year's legislative session at the Indiana State House. Lawmakers still have yet to vote on the final version of that next two-year budget.
We've got our State House reporter Emily Longnecker joining us live tonight at 6. So Emily, where do things stand right now?
Well, Ann and Scott, it's already been a long day for lawmakers here at the Indiana State House as they've considered dozens of other bills throughout the day, voting on whether they should be sent to the governor for consideration, and they have done that. But the vote that everyone is waiting for and watching is that final vote on the budget. At 5, we told you about some of the cuts to public health, state agencies, economic development, and higher education. We also told you about plans to raise the tax on a pack of cigarettes and other tobacco products, money that's expected to help fund Medicaid. A lot of these cuts and the decision on the cigarette tax came after the state learned last week about an unexpected $2 billion revenue shortfall. Now, another cut to tell you about, this one to the annual funding for Indiana public broadcasting stations. That cut was more than $3.5 million, money that goes to help support public television and radio stations across the state. The funding was in the governor's original budget proposal and passed through both the House and Senate. Now, in this latest budget proposal, that funding has been completely eliminated. The executive director of IPBS put out a statement saying the cuts came without dialogue or compromise, calling the cuts unexpected and unconscionable, and said the ramifications will be felt across Indiana. Another addition to the budget that's getting a lot of attention, a change to who picks IU's Board of Trustees. Governor Braun will now have total control over choosing the board's 9 members. Right now, IU alum vote to elect 3 members, while Indiana's governor chooses the other 6. Braun was asked about the change today.
I think that's being done because the current process has not maybe yielded the proper results on the entirety of how you'd want that important part of our state to be run, from curriculum to cost to the whole way one of our flagship universities has been operating. So I want to get a board there that is going to be maybe a little more rounded, that's going to produce better results.
Lawmakers in the House right now in recess. They're expected to reconvene around 7. The Senate's still in session, and look, they haven't even begun to discuss this budget yet, and that's because they have to wait by rules 24 hours after the last version was published, and that didn't happen until last night, just after 6. But before this vote is expected, we're going to see lawmakers in both parties get up and talk about this budget. And it's interesting, Democrats told us yesterday that they only got a look at this latest version of the budget yesterday when we did, and they said that they were going to spend the next 24 hours looking at some of the details. So you can probably expect that they're going to get up, the Democrats, and talk about some of the things in the budget that they're just not happy with, like the expansion of universal vouchers and the cuts to public funding. But they also might get up and applaud the expansion of the cigarette tax, something that they have long championed. It will be interesting, though, to see if anyone on either side gets up to talk about these cuts to funding in public broadcasting or the changes coming for picking IU's Board of Trustees. Either way, folks, it's going to be a long night here. And Scott?
We'll have an update for everybody tonight at 11. Emily, thanks, at the State House.